Welcome students. In this video we'll go over how to professionally pack and ship an item. So for example, we have a camel here and this is the item that somebody won on an auction. So how do you ship this correctly and the professional way to do this? There's more than one option for you and we'll go about every single option in this video. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is of course choose what you want to pack it with. This is a bubble pack. The bubble pack is very handy to ship items that are fragile or can break easily. Let me show you how you pack this. What you do is just put it over there on the table, put your item on top of it, and you close it. It's that simple. So now we wrapped it up and it's ready to go. This is only one thing that you can use. Of course you can use different kind of items as well. What you're looking at is bubble packs, and this is actually an L pack. That's actually the correct name to this. What it does, it's compressed L in a small pack, and there's a bunch of those. This is great for bigger items, and it's nice to have if you want to fill up a bunch of space with them. So this would not work for something small, but for a large item this is perfect for it. Now, if you don't have the money to buy those kind of packs or anything like this, you can always go old school. And you can use a bunch of paper towels or just regular type of paper. You clam it up like this, it just clammed, and you put it into the package itself, and it serves as something that's going to protect it. This is not the best method. This is actually the least favorite method of mine. But if you have no other choice, or you want to pack something and you want to use this as something just to pack up the item, you can use this as well. My personal favorite of mine is the bubble roll. As you can see, this is what I actually use, and I have a humongous roll right here because I always end up using so many of them. And every one of those is actually a very small piece here that you can kind of whip it out and use this for the package, and you can just get as many as you want for this. So this is my favorite one that I like to use because it got the bubbles to it, but those are miniature bubbles, not big as I showed you before, and the miniature bubbles are good for small packages. The next thing that you want to do, of course, is to use one more step of the way, and let me show you which is one of my favorites here. And let's say we're going to pack this camel you have right here, and let me show you what I like to do the most. This is my favorite kind of packing material out of everything. So this is my favorite kind of packing material out there, the peanuts. That's right, this is peanuts. That's what the name of it is. And the reason I call it peanuts is they kind of look like peanuts. And they're the best kind of packing material out there for just about anything. So what you do is simple. You put in the item. So we put it in right there on top of it. And then we just fill it up with peanuts. And we have to have a lot of it in there. And once we are done, that's it. Make sure the whole item is filled to the top with the peanuts. And this particular item was not. So what you want to do is, let me show you the incorrect way. You see it's still showing in there. You want to bury it inside so you can't even see it in there. And then what you want to do is just close it up and it's ready to go in the package. Now let me go over some amateur mistakes here that a lot of people do. And one of them, of course, is when you have the package, and let's say, for example, you got a package in the mail. Now, the amateur mistake, of course, would be to have the barcode right here and just keep it there accidentally. What's going to happen is this package can come back to you, and you don't want that to come back to you. So you want to get rid of whatever markings that we have right here. And there's two ways to go for you about it. One way is of course to whip it out and try to whip it out with something, and that's going to take you a long time, and I don't like it. The second way get a marker. Just cross out all kinds of information here that says the address. Cross out the barcodes as well with the marker. The next step that you can do, even easier, faster, is the simplest one, tape. Just tape right over it. You won't be able to see it. And if you're really lazy, you can get the stickers. That's right, you can get all kinds of stickers such as this. Here's a sticker, and you just peel it out. Put it right on it. And that's it. And one of them is gone. So you have to put it all over the place so nobody can see where it came from, because it's going to get shipped right back to you accidentally. And this did happen to me. I'm not saying, some people will say, hey, it's not going to get shipped right back, this is the incorrect address, it was already shipped. Well, you can take the chance, but you know what, I already experienced that myself, and accidentally it came back to me, so you have to pay postage over again. You definitely don't want to do that. Now, when it comes to supplies, there's a lot of different kind of supplies you want to get for you to ship items, so you become a professional seller on eBay. So after you get the boxes, you get everything else ready. The supplies I highly recommend are the follows. Masking tape. You can get all kinds of tape to get the job done, and the stronger tape, and you don't want to go cheap on the tape, because this is what's going to keep a lot of heavy stuff inside the box. You don't want anything to go outside of the box. It's going to break. That's not what you want to do. So invest in a good kind of tape, and I don't like actually the silver one. This is the one I have left right now because I ran out of the black one. The black one is actually the best one. Here's the black one. This is the small one, but you want to have a bigger one, just like this, because it is very strong, and I use it a lot for very heavy packages. But most of the time you don't use the black one. You use transparent tape, and the transparent tape is very, very good, because you use this 90% of the time, and for the packages that are very, very heavy, you use the black tape for that, because the black tape is much more stronger. Now, there's a few other supplies that you should invest in. One of them is, of course, a measuring tape, and this is the best one because you just press on the button, it goes right back in. And the reason you need this is when you ship a package, you want to measure how it goes. So let me show you how you go about measuring it. You want to measure the height, you want to measure the width, of course, and you want to measure the length of it as well. So I think I showed you a little bit the incorrect way to do this. You really need 3 different kinds of measurements here, and they are height, length, and width, and that's it. So you put this in the post office, and you put this information before you're gonna ship this item out. So you need the measurement because of that. Now you also need to have a scale so you can know how heavy the item is. That's also a requirement by the post office. So we have a scale that I actually use. I'm just showing you stuff that I actually use myself. Here is one scale that I use. I like this one because it doesn't require any money or zero investment. So for this example, all you do is you put something on it, and it tells me exactly how heavy it is. But this is only good for very minor amount of things, because if something very heavy, it cannot work for that. So this one is kind of useless for that. So you can get one mechanical that gives you a lot more power to it, but this one is very small. I got this on a garage sale for like $1 or something. And you can get a more professional scale, and I do use that one as well, because this one cannot handle a lot of the packages. It can handle a very small amount of them. But this one works on a battery. You press on it and you put the package right on it. The only issue with it is if you have something very, very heavy and big, this is not going to work for you, and you need the industrial size scale, and not this one. You want it to be able to pull it out so you can see what it says on it as well. And you can't use a weight scale because it's not accurate enough in most of the cases. You want something a lot more accurate for the small packages. And lastly, a package that I already got and done. And here it is. It's actually a package that I'm going to be shipping. Now keep in mind, when you'll be shipping a package, it doesn't matter if you use a recycled one. I like to use stickers on it, like fragile, that says right on it. And you also need a tape. See, like you need this tape, and see, you do need scissors. Scissors are very important because you have to be cutting a lot of things here, and one of which is cutting the tape, and another one is you're cutting the label for the shipment, and then you have to tape right over the label with tape. And lastly, the finishing touch, of course, is the fragile stamp that I use myself. You just stamp it out too, which is kind of cool because I don't need to ask the post office to stamp it. I just stamp it myself. So you might ask me, why do you actually need this tape to go over something right over the address? Now, let me tell you exactly why this is important. A lot of times in the Northeast it rains, and it rains almost everywhere anyway. So it might rain, it might snow. So what happens when your package gets wet and the ink on it gets wet? It's sometimes you won't be able to read where it's supposed to be going to. And when this actually happens, the item is going to get lost. So to prevent that from happening, this is why I use the tape. I tape right over it, and the barcode can still be scannable, and at the same time the package will get shipped to its destination.